In today's show, the Bitcoin price rally to 61,800, the new all-time high, shows that the Bitcoin bulls are still in full control. As Jan and Yan point out, new all-time high in Bitcoin futures open interest of $23 billion is more fuel for the next leg up. Now check this out. Remember the NFL player Russell Okung, who announced in December he was converting half of his $13 million salary into Bitcoin? Back then, Bitcoin was $27,000. Now with the price at 61,000, he turned his $13 million annual salary into over $21 million and is now amongst one of the highest paid in the NFL. And as Pierre Rochard points out, the only reason that you think 61,000 per Bitcoin is expensive is that you haven't seen $610,000 per Bitcoin. If you had, you'd think 61,000 is a deep discount. Touche. Also in today's show, Max Keiser predicts his next target at $77,000, as he tweeted right here, 77,000 short-term in play and 220,000 in 2021 in play. Now we're at the sweet spot. And quoting him from the most recent episode of the Keiser Report, he wrote, "The people that lost a lot of wealth in 2008, primarily people of color, are now getting raked over the coals again through this inflationary pass at their assets." Again, remember, Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. I say that to the folks of color because it's one of the only assets they can have that people like Warren Buffett can't steal. I'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also in today's episode, macro guru Raoul Pal says Bitcoin could hit $1 million price tag this cycle and even explains why. That's right. In this new interview he did with Peter McCormack, he says that a $1 million price tag on Bitcoin could be in the cards for this bull cycle, and also predicts that Bitcoin will reach the $100,000 range this June, a level where he expects a lot of profit taken to happen. I'll be breaking down all the highlights for you right here in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As we can see, Bitcoin still maintaining above 60,000. Ethereum and most of the major altcoins are correcting and in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. Here's where you can put your crypto to work and earn a 6% annual percentage yield on your Bitcoin, so you can literally have your Satoshis work for you. They're paying out 5.25% on Ethereum, as well as 9.3% on USDT. Now, what I love about BlockFi, besides the fact they're so easy to use and that there's no hidden fees, they are backed by the biggest names in the industry, including Fidelity, Winklevoss, Morgan Creek, and Coinbase. They also have a special promo running right now where you can get up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $25 or more. All you need to do is use my link right down below this video in the description. Click it, it'll take you here, then click this yellow button that says sign up, and you'll notice the referral code already pre-populated for you to take advantage of this special bonus. So what are you waiting for? Click the link right down below and let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. It feels good seeing Bitcoin still above that critical $60,000 psychological resistance, which we broke yesterday, hitting an all-time high of $61,800. That's right, on March 13th, the bulls took full control of the crypto market as Bitcoin price valued at a new all-time high above $61,800 after a high volume surge pushed the price through the overhead resistance near 58K. Analysts spent the week calling for an eventual move above 60,000 level, and social metrics showed that bullish sentiment for Bitcoin continued to increase as the number of companies as well as institutional investors announced plans to make Bitcoin purchases. And on your screen right here, you're looking at the 4-hour chart. Bitcoin now finds itself in the realm of price discovery as there is limited data available from a technical analysis standpoint to determine where the price may go next. That's right, sky is the limit, so get your moon shoes. Bitcoin has no top because fiat trash has no bottom. One possible price target was highlighted in a recent report from Decent Trader co-founder Philip Swift, who is now looking at the 1.6 Fibonacci extension, which suggests a $70,000 Bitcoin price as the next profit level. Now, I've had Philip Swift here on the show. We've interviewed him for some technical analysis. He's great, so shout out to him and his partner, Philby. Now, mainstream crypto adoption continues. That's right, evidence of the growing merger between the crypto sector and mainstream industry can be found in the most recent news that FTX exchange is is in the process of finalizing a deal to sponsor the NBA's Miami Heat and obtain the naming rights for the team's arena, which will be likely renamed FTX Arena, which is a pretty big deal. Once finalized, the deal would mark the first major partnership with an American sports league for a cryptocurrency project or platform. The explosion in the popularity of non-fungible tokens known as NFTs have also caught the attention of the mainstream press following this week's record-breaking $69.3 million Beeple auction. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. The success of the auction has prompted an increasing number of well-known artists to begin exploring the NFT space and the opportunities that it offers. Now, this recent Bitcoin breakout also did spark a recent rally in the altcoin market. Altcoins lit up as Bitcoin soared to new all-time highs. The Decentraland, a virtual reality and gaming-focused project, outperformed the field with an 89% gain to a price of $1.19. Pretty wild, right? And the majority of small cap coins witnessed double-digit gains, and even large cap coins like AVE and Bitcoin Cash surged 10% and 14% respectively. Also, Ethereum rallied 13% to $1,933 as the bulls attempted to make a run at the current all-time high of $2,043. And before we check out the latest from Jan and Yan, as well as Document in Bitcoin, an NFL player, Russell Okung, taking his salary in Bitcoin to witness some pretty impressive gains, as well as the latest from Peter McCormack, as well as Max Keiser predicting a $77,000 short-term Bitcoin price target, as well as the latest from the Keiser report, as well as macro guru Raoul Pal saying Bitcoin can hit $1 million price tag this cycle, and even explaining why. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin up 0.7%, still trading above 60,200. We have Ethereum down 0.5%, trading at $1,874. We have Cardano down about 6%, trading at $1.08. Polkadot in the red, BNB and Chainlink all in the red, as many of the major altcoins are correcting after the recent surge. Now, checking out the latest from Jan and Yan, they wrote new all-time high in Bitcoin futures open interest, more fuel for the next leg up, which shows it at currently $23 billion, which is a new all-time high. And as Document in Bitcoin points out, each dot represents a time that Bitcoin was declared dead by the media. Can you see how many dots on this chart? Same-ish, different day, right? From 2011, 2012, the media said that's the end of Bitcoin, and then they said Bitcoin will crash to $10 by mid-2014. Then in 2015, they said the end of Bitcoin again. Then they said Bitcoin is heading to zero. RIP Bitcoin, it's time to move on. Then they continued in 2018 and 2019. Bitcoin is over. Bitcoin is literally worth nothing. And even today, we have the gold bugs like Peter Schiff saying Bitcoin is more likely to go to zero than $100,000. Well, here's a fact, Jack. Bitcoin is closer to $100,000 than it is to going back down to $20,000. Now, this story is music to my ears, as I tweeted right here. It pays to buy or get paid in Bitcoin, referring to this NFL player, Russell Okung, announcing in December he was converting half of his $13 million salary into Bitcoin. Bitcoin at the time was trading at $27,000, and now with the price at $61,000, Russell Okung turned his $13 million annual salary now into over $21 million. This increase makes Okung one of the 30 highest paid NFL players today. Kudos and well done. I love hearing success stories for those who have faith in Bitcoin getting rewarded handsomely, as they should, and this should spark more athletes to be getting paid in the king of all crypto, wouldn't you say? Now, checking out the latest from Peter McCormack, who wrote, the only reason that you think 61,000 per Bitcoin is expensive is that you haven't seen 610,000 per Bitcoin. If you had, you'd think 61,000 is a deep discount. If you make decisions based on the past prices, you're going to make mistakes. Instead, look at the fundamental value of Bitcoin. That's right. The intrinsic value of Bitcoin is worth, in my opinion, millions of dollars. That's why I have a long-term perspective, and that's why I hodl with strong hands, and I will not sell my Bitcoin to Michael Saylor like many of you are doing right now with weak hands. Now, before I break down the latest of Max Keiser predicting his short-term target of $77,000, he also says $220,000 in 2021 in play. And before I share down the latest highlights from the most recent episode of the Keiser report, as well as macro guru Raoul Pal saying Bitcoin could hit $1 million price tag this cycle and reveals why that is. First, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting above $1.8 trillion with $135 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance on the rise at 62.2%, and the current Bitcoin market cap sitting above $1.1 trillion. Now checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Holo up about 47%, trading at 0.005. The Central Land up 42% for the day and 173% for the week, trading at $1.04. We have Pundi X up 40%, trading at 0.003, and Hedera Hashgraph up 26%, trading at 34 cents. Now checking out the top losers within the top 100, we have Chili's down 26% for the day, but still up a whopping 346% for the week, trading just below 60 cents. Polygon down about 11.5% for the day, but still up 73% for the week, trading at 38 cents. And Voyager token down about 11%, trading at $4.80. Now, out of this list of the biggest gainers and losers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now, let's check out one of my favorite indicators. It's the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 78 in extreme greed. Yesterday was a 74 in greed, and last week a 76, and last month a 92 in extreme greed. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's check out the latest from Max Keiser. He's predicting a 77,000 short-term target. As you can see right here in this tweet, now we're at the sweet spot. I couldn't agree more, and I feel we can likely hit 77,000, if not by the end of this month, March. I feel it's likely to happen by the end of April. I'm predicting a $100,000 Bitcoin price by May. I know macro guru Raoul Pal says this is likely to happen by June, so I'm going to be breaking all this down for you. First, let's start with the predictions of Max Keiser. That's right, as predicted by famous Bitcoin analyst Max Keiser, RT host of the Keiser Report, as well as the Orange Pill podcast. Shout out to him and his partner Stacy, who was just her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Stacy. The next short-term target for Bitcoin price is 77,000 according to Max, while the long-term target of 220,000 is still in play by the end of 2021, as he shares right here in this tweet. Now, what makes Max Keiser's price prediction so interesting is the fact he's so dead accurate. He's been calling it for a long time, and he's also been telling us to buy Bitcoin back when it was trading at only $1. That's right, we're talking about like back in 2011 via the Keiser report. He's been telling Goldbug Peter Schiff to buy Bitcoin back when it was only $1, and those who actually listen to Max are now Bitcoin millionaires or even potentially Bitcoin billionaires. And quoting him from the most recent episode of the Keiser report, here's a very powerful quote: "The people that lost a lot of wealth in 2008, primarily people of color, are now getting raked over the coals again through this inflationary pass at their assets." Again, remember, Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. I say that to the folks of color because it's one of the only assets they can have that people like Warren Buffett can't steal. Touche. And he's referring to the housing market crash back in 2008, where most all the real estate ended up to Warren Buffett. So if you want to protect your asset, invest into the king of all crypto, BTC. And before I break down our final story of the day, macro guru Raoul Pal says Bitcoin could hit the $1 million price tag this cycle and even reveals why. First, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 700 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Now, it's so important for you to subscribe to my daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. Because what if they deplatform my YouTube channel or they delist my Twitter account? How are we going to continue to communicate? How are you going to continue to receive daily premium crypto news alerts? Simple. Visit my blog. I update it daily. It could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video in the description. You can also find me on all the major podcasts and platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I have a private crypto Telegram chat, which is uncensored. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day, shall we? Real Vision Finance co-founder Raoul Pal says a $1 million price tag on Bitcoin could be in the cards for this bull cycle. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. In an interview with Peter McCormack on the What Bitcoin Did podcast, the former Goldman Sachs executive says that the 7-figure mark is his peak bull cycle target for the flagship crypto if the Bitcoin chart goes parabolic to the extent it has in the previous cycles. Here's a quote from this interview. "I've peaked at $1 million, but not for this cycle, but it is possible that we overshoot. So I just used the regression line and used the trend of the logarithmic scale. And basically it says somewhere between PlanB stock to flow model prediction and $400,000 is right, but it could actually hyperextend to get as high as it did from the trend in 2013, which would give us $1 million per Bitcoin. So I think it's skewed slightly higher than people expect. So I don't think it gets to 1 million, but we've got institutions coming in. Who knows how this dynamic changes?" That's right. The macroeconomics expert foresees some key hurdles that Bitcoin will have to overcome in its path towards its cycle top, including Coinbase's initial public offering. He's quoted sharing right here. The other thing for people to bear in mind is that there's a couple of price hurdles that are coming up that people haven't thought through. The first one is Coinbase's IPO. If you're an institution who wants to buy Bitcoin and you've got to get through all this rigmarole to get it signed off, and then the Coinbase IPO comes out and it's $60 billion company and you can stick a few billion in and it's good enough proxy for a while. So my guess is that it's going to take a lot of demand from institutions in the short term. Powell also highlights a key level as a potential psychological price barrier where many Bitcoin investors will choose to take profits. He shares the next big thing after that, I think $100,000 is going to be an issue because a lot of people got it at around 10,000. A lot of people have made 10 times their money, and $100,000 is a round number. And people think, let me take half my chips off the table. So I think we might see a longer correction. Powell also predicts that Bitcoin will reach that $100,000 range this June, a level where he expects a lot of profit taken to happen. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his short-term price prediction of $100,000 range by this June. Holla at your boy in the comments right down below. Now for a quick recap of what I cover with you right here in today's show. The Bitcoin price rally to 61,800, which is the new all-time high, shows that the Bitcoin bulls are in full control. And as Jan and Yan points out, new all-time high in Bitcoin futures open interest hit 23 billion for the first time ever, which is more fuel for the next leg up. Also shared the latest from Document in Bitcoin, which shows in this chart, each dot represents a time that Bitcoin was declared dead by the media. As you can see right here, same-ish, different day. Also in today's show, I shared this victorious story of NFL player Russell Okung taking half of his salary in Bitcoin back when Bitcoin was trading at just $27,000, and he turned his $13 million annual salary now into over $21 million. Also in today's show, as I pointed out, the only reason that you think $61,000 per Bitcoin is expensive is that you haven't seen $610,000 per Bitcoin. That, my friend, is a fact. Also shared the latest price prediction from Max Keiser, who says 77,000 short term in play, as well as 220,000 in 2021 in play. Also shared the highlights from the most recent episode of the Keiser report, quoting Max, the people that lost a lot of wealth in 2008, primarily people of color, are now getting raked over the coals again through this inflationary pass at their assets. Again, remember, Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. I say that to the folks of color because it's one of the only assets they can have that people like Warren Buffett can't steal. Also in today's episode, I shared that macro guru Raoul Pal says Bitcoin could hit the $1 million price tag this cycle, as well as $100,000 by this June. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right. And turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And real quick, before I go, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, BlockFi, where you can put your crypto to work. They have 2 flagship products. Besides earning interest on your precious crypto, you can also get a crypto-backed loan, which allows you to access liquidity without selling your precious BTC or cryptocurrency. You can get a loan with an interest rate as low as 4.5%. They're also backed by the biggest names in the industry, which provides peace of mind, including Winklevoss, Fidelity, Morgan Creek, and Coinbase, and they have a promo running right now where you can get get up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $25 or more. All you got to do is click the link right down below. It'll take you here. Then click this yellow button that says sign up. You'll notice the referral code already pre-populated for you to take advantage of this special bonus. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below. Let's start stacking those sats, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.